Hi, I'm Craig West, founder of Capitaliz. Today's video, I'm going to take you through what we do in our business in Australia, the consulting firm Succession Plus, around sales and marketing. One of the first things I remember thinking when I completed the CEPA course is I need to sort out two things. One is, what product do I deliver, how do I deliver it, and what tools do I use? And we're going to talk about that later. And secondly, how do I attract new clients? Where do they come from? How do they find me? What do they buy? What do I charge them? So today I'm going to take you through what's worked really well for us in Succession Plus, building a practice here in Australia. We're the largest business succession and exit planning firm in the country. We've got 23 advisors all around the country, and we've worked with 700 clients over the last 12 years, all going through the same process and the same intellectual property. That property that we've actually turned into the software platform that becomes Capitaliz. But today I'm going to focus on the front end. How do we attract clients? What's our marketing funnel look like? How do we sell to those clients? What are they actually buying from us? And then how do we put them through the process? So let's start with a sort of an overview. The first thing is obviously we've got a pretty detailed website. If you want to have a look, it's just succession.plus. So www.succession.plus. And that's our international site. You'll see material on there relating to the Australian business, the UK business, and the New Zealand business. Obviously, most of it is transferable across those three locations, but some of it's specific to the location. It might be tax related or employee share plan rules or something else that's specific. But a lot of the content is quite transferable internationally. The second part of that then really is to become the accepted thought leader in this space. So for nearly 12 years, we've published blog posts on a weekly basis. There's more than a couple of hundred on the website. You can have a look at those. We've also focused on delivering and making content. So we regularly record videos about aspects of succession or exit planning. We've had a blog post that's been going for several years, as I said. We publish articles anywhere we can find them. So lots of magazines are looking for articles, lots of associations and community groups are looking for articles. We're happy to provide those all the time and become the authority on succession and exit planning. I've also recorded 2 podcasts, so one called Mid-Market Matters that focuses on mid-market style businesses. I've also recorded one called SME Experts, as in small to medium enterprises, experts that we work with in all sorts of areas across the business to help our clients maximise value. And our CEO based in the UK, Daryl Bates-Brownsword, has recorded a podcast called Exit Insights, which is specifically about exit planning. So check those out when you get a chance. More importantly though, is just the ongoing focus on delivering thought leadership content. Latest research, articles, academic research, quoting other experts in the industry. We don't know everything, we can't possibly. So looking at other articles, looking at academic research that's been published. We regularly conduct surveys that we publish the results online, and just making sure our clients understand that we actually know what we're doing in this particular space. That's taken a long time to build up, but we've now got a very, very substantial content library. I've also written 4 books and published those, and I'll talk specifically later about a new book that we're just bringing out specifically for Capitaliz. But there's a volume of material there around thought leadership, and I think that's probably the first and important point about digital marketing. Obviously, that's then amplified through all our social channels. You'll see us on LinkedIn and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, all about thought leadership and content. We're actually not trying to sell anything to anybody through any of those channels. It's about positioning Succession Plus, me and the other advisors as experts in our space. And that takes a bit of time to do, but I'd encourage you to start that as soon as possible. And if you need help with some of that content, reach out. We've got a library of it that you're very welcome to use. The second point then, and something that's worked really well over a long period of time, is our event marketing. So the first part of that is, I speak at anything, anytime I'm asked. If the local Chamber of Commerce, the local business networking group, a small business is running a conference and they want me to speak about succession and exit planning, I've never said no. Whether they pay costs or whether they pay me a speaker's fee is almost irrelevant. I always turn up and speak at those events. And we've got a couple of hundred clients that we can directly attribute to me speaking at a particular conference or event, some of them many years later. We also run internally in each capital city every month a breakfast seminar. So one month it's about maximise the value of your business. The next month it might be about employee share plans. The next month it might be about how do you sell your business to a strategic buyer. The key message there is we run them every month in every capital city. One of our advisors presents the slide deck on maximising the value of your business. And we talk clients through how we engage and how we work through that process with them. Now, over time, that has generally created quite a groundswell of people that know and understand who we are and what we do. Some of them may never become clients, and that's quite okay, but some of them have. More importantly, we've also built up quite a network of accountants, lawyers, advisors, financial, wealth, business coaches that come to those events, more for education than anything else. They're probably not going to become a client, but understanding what we do and how we do it is important to their business so they can speak to clients about what it is that makes up succession and exit planning. Lots of those people then become referral partners. And we actually get about 1/3 of our business volume from referrals from accountants, lawyers, business coaches and the like. People that understand enough about succession and exit planning to know that it needs specific expertise and to know that they probably don't have all the skills they need to deliver it themselves, and so they refer that client through to us. Now, obviously, it's a very collaborative space, so we work directly with those people to help their client get the outcome they need. Nearly every project we do needs an accountant, needs a lawyer, needs a banker, possibly a business coach, maybe some marketing expertise, IT. There's lots of areas, obviously, that are covered off under our 21-step process. And so we work collaboratively with those advisors to make sure their clients get the outcome they need. So in terms of marketing, that's really our funnel. We get lots of contact, lots of new connections, lots of leads come into our system. We use HubSpot as a CRM, and we've got about 25,000 contacts in our HubSpot database. About 2/3 of those are business owners, and about 1/3 are advisors, accountants, lawyers, CPA, bankers, you name it. Education only. We send out a newsletter every month. We're not really selling anything. At the bottom of the newsletter, it does mention the fact that we've got a breakfast seminar next month in Sydney or Melbourne or Perth on this particular topic. Most of the newsletter, though, is thought leadership, research, data, recent survey findings, a new article on how to do this, a new article on a client success story, maybe even a video of a client that's completely exited their business at that point in time and talking about how they actually did it. And so the main part there is to just build up knowledge and education. And we have multiple examples, probably a couple of hundred in our client base, where years after coming to a breakfast or seeing me speak at a conference or reading a book or downloading a white paper, that client's actually come back now and said, I'm ready to go, and therefore started the exit planning process. So that's the marketing and funnel process. And we just continually engage with that funnel with content. We send out newsletters, we send out updates, we send out invites to special events or lunches or a networking event. A couple of months ago, we hosted a networking event with the coach of the local Waratahs rugby union side, and lots of our clients came along to that to just keep in touch with us. And the idea of that is typically succession and exit planning is not the first thing people think of. It's not always top of mind. In fact, often it's put off, as you know. But what we want them to do is when they do think about it, when there is a trigger that says I need to do something about my exit or succession planning, they think of Succession Plus and us and come straight back to us because of all the content they've seen and the expertise we've created in terms of thought leadership. The next part then is the sales process. We've got all the marketing done, we've created a lead, we've got a new person contacts us. What works really well for us is a 3-step process. The first thing is the client contacts us. They might have got our newsletter, they might have seen us speak at an event or read a book or whatever it might be. They contact us and they want help. The first thing that we do then is send them what's called a pre-meeting questionnaire. 1-page profile. Who are you? What's your business look like? What do you need help with? And then some basic demographics. How many people? What's your turnover? Where are you located? What industry are you in? That's basically all the information we gather, apart from their personal contact details. What we're trying to do there is 2 things. Firstly, filter clients out, making sure we're working with the right clients. We can't help the corner cafe or hairdresser or newsagent with succession and exit planning. That's not what we do. So firstly, we want to make sure it's not an inappropriate or not correct client for our profile. If we can't help people, we just need to tell them that. We always go back to them and let them know, sorry, we can't help you, but we suggest you do this, or we suggest you contact this broker or do this with your accountant or whatever it might be. Most of the clients though that fit our profile, we then set up a meeting, and that's the sales meeting. So we've got some initial information. We can see in HubSpot all of the things that we've had in terms of history. What event did they come to? What documents have they looked at? What website content did they interact with? Did they download a white paper, etc.? And then we have the sales meeting with a little bit of knowledge to know about the business and the industry and the problem that we're trying to solve. That sales meeting follows a process, and it's a scripted process that we very carefully train our advisors in how to do that. And as a result, our conversion rate is quite high. It's not about walking in and selling something to the client. It's really about one thing. How can I help you solve your problem? Now, to do that, you have to understand two things. Who are you and what's your business look like? What is it? What industry? What history? How long's it been around? Who owns it? And then starting to get into what are you trying to do? What's your goal? Is it about selling it to retire? Is it about getting ready to pass it on to my children? Is it about selling it through an employee share plan to my staff? Or often we get the answer, I'm not really sure. I've got this business, it's worth a bit of money, it turns over $5 million. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to get out. I'm feeling a bit stuck, is often the answer. So that sales meeting is actually not about selling the entire process or selling an employee share plan or selling a business M&A transaction. What I focus on is understanding that they need to start with a business insights report. And that's the sale. It's not about selling a 21-step, 24-month program, because that's a big chunk as a first sale. Those sorts of programs, that's typically $100,000 plus over a 2 or 3 year period. That's a very big first sale. So our first sale is always the business insights report. And the way that I position that with clients is simply to say something like, I don't know enough about you and your business to understand how I can help you. I need to understand what the business looks like, what the valuation looks like, what your potential exit options might or might not be before I can tell you how we can actually help you. And so the sales process is actually to get them to commit to that. Often they want to understand what it looks like after that, and I'm happy to share the 21-step process and the implementation plan and how we work through that. And we'll go through that in a separate video. But the first thing is just to get them to understand every single client of ours has been through a business insights report. You cannot start anywhere else, and that's all I need to commit you to at the moment. The commitment from their side is somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. Occasionally more than that if it's a larger business, not very often smaller than that. So it's typically, our average is about $8,000. And that's the business insights report that I'll go through in the next video. But the commitment at this point is just to engage at that point in time, just to help them understand what's my business look like, what are the risks, what are the issues, what are the gaps, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, valuation, and value potential. And I'll talk in more detail about that in a moment. But that's the sale process. Once we get clients to commit to that, it's then about starting that process. And often that's quite a scary thing for clients, because once they commit to that, they're committed to going down the pathway towards an exit or succession plan. So getting that first sales commitment, getting them across the line and to start the business insights report is always the most difficult step. Once they start the process, I find clients typically engage and continue through the process over a period of time. Hopefully that's helped understand the marketing funnel, how we generate our clients and leads. And if you need any content to help you do that and become a thought leader in your space, there's a stack of Capitaliz branded content that we can share with you. You just need to reach out and we'll help you with that. The second part then around the sales process, the meeting, the pre-meeting questionnaire to gather the information and qualify our clients, and then understanding that the sale's actually about a business insights report. Next video, we're going to look at the business insights report in a bit of detail, find out what the report covers and some of the key aspects around delivering it to clients and explaining to them exactly what we're trying to achieve to help them maximize the value of their business and achieve a successful exit.